Alright, back in drifting deep. Well, let's see. Last time we got one berry. The first berry, which took a decent amount of time. Most significant amount of time is actually just trying to figure out how to get up here. And this section was pretty easy, and then this fast building section is pretty fun. It's been a while since the last time I played Celeste. Before that, let's parse the room. Normal dash into this bubble, crouch dash into this bubble, normal dash out of here, crouch dash, up left, up right, up in the feather, right, left, go around these spikes, get into this bubble, crouch dash out of it, normal dash out of that bubble, chain ultra, demo hyper, and a dash corner boost. Get over there, probably neutral jump, and then ultra into this bubble, we reverse crouch bubble hyper, and then reverse hyper again, and then demo hyper into ultra, dash here, go down, go right, collect the berry here, and dash downwards. Oh, there's one dash there indeed. Nuts. So I recorded this is kind of tricky. I recorded the last Dim Creek room alongside some of the room before it, getting for the berry, but apparently the recording didn't have my voice in it, so it was just me standing around in the watchtower and doing the same room over and over again with no commentary, which is fine, I guess. Maybe I'll upload that as well. That was like 2 hours of constant talking. Just evaporated into the ether, unfortunately. Okay. I guess I'll like rehash some of the stuff that I talked about in there, since it's no longer in recording form. The reason I haven't recorded you can see early on the channel, there's that Hollow Knight playthrough that I should honestly probably finish. I remember how to play this game in quite a while. The reason I haven't having my voice on these things is because I had a roommate who was very noisy. I'm going to keep it at that. And since I'm a kind and considerate person, I didn't want to bother him. Doing this stuff, recording using my voice. I would make an exception for Discord. This Discord is I'm gonna be talking to friends, and I think that's an okay excuse to be talking loud, even when there's other stuff going on. If you didn't know my relationship with my former roommate, then you probably won't understand why I didn't talk more. It's because of crippling social anxiety. I didn't want to expose all my private life details to him, so instead I'll be doing it here on YouTube, uploading this thing as a public eye. But there's some other stuff that I also talked about, and stuff with YouTube that I'm watching. So nowadays it's all just watching YouTube. I have a lot of free time in college, so I do a lot of things. I wouldn't say as to whether or not being able to watch YouTube and play video games all day is a good thing. It's definitely one that can inform my opinion on a lot of stuff. Just kidding, it doesn't inform my opinion on anything actually. I spent a lot of my time on either Minecraft or World of Warcraft, one of the two games. You can imagine that I play quite a bit. If you look at my World of Warcraft playlist, I think it's past 600 videos at this point. And in 2 days I had done 27 keys more in my PK. Just suddenly addicted to finding keys, finding low keys. And then it stopped for a little bit. Yeah. So some other stuff about like YouTube that I'm watching. Every day I'm dedicating 2 hours of my time to watching Cooknow, and 331 I think is his YouTube channel. Doing a Pianodon's hard mode playthrough. On episode 400, 160-ish. Slow going, as Pianodon's does. Which also reminds me, I think I want to play Pianodon's as a time sink. But given how the development is going, I think I'll wait until Space Expedition comes out. I'm going through this section without using my jump key, and then I'll have to start using it. Also start holding hold, or holding grab for some reason. Alright. But yeah, Pianodons. I don't know if I'm going to record the whole thing or not. I know that my university has a 65 gigabyte limit uploads per day. So all I have to do is to play upload less than that every single day, and I'll be fine. I've been, if you look at the upload times on my World of Warcraft VODs, you'll notice that most of them don't, most of them have a 2 to 8 interval in between them. And that's so that I'll never accidentally reach the 65 gigabyte cap, because it's done on a little basis. Usually every single day I upload about 30 gigabytes, 30 to 40 gigabytes of footage. Stemming, uploading every single key, upgrade, deplete. Of course, if I don't play World of Warcraft, then it won't be uploaded. Horizontal demo dash. Horizontal. Demo hyper. missed that. The other person that I'm watching is Alex Steiner. He's doing a Strawberry Jam playthrough. Right now he is on 7 tech spam. I think I'm recording this around the time that he just uploaded the second one. I think I can get my thoughts on all the Grandmaster Greens, given that I have done them in anticipation of Alex Steiner doing it. Alex is currently on episode like 360 something. And this playthrough is kind of matches mine. Only mine is like I skipped ahead a little bit. As in my first Grandmaster was doing Ivory, and I did Lava Layer in the middle of playing Ivory because I wanted to break from Ivory. And then after Ivory I went straight to Pinball Burgador. After Pinball it was Solar Express, and each of Pinball and Solar Express took 100 hours each, which means that probably like close to 9% of my time in Celeste has been in those two levels. And maybe Ivory. I haven't touched the level yet. I tried it a little bit, but the inputs are just a little too fast for my liking. I didn't have the motivation to keep going after the first room. But it does seem like I really kind of want to try completing it at some point. But right now, I decided to do 15 feet. It's kind of hard. Yeah, it is. Need a whole grab. I can normally do anything for grab keylines, but I'm not going to do that. I prefer to just do it my own way. I keep expecting to bump up against that demo hyper place. I'm going to set up my demo hyper from there, but I have to do it before. And also, I'm just sometimes just not ready for it. This opening section is really fun. Just spamming all my between my regular jump and my regular dash and my demo dash buttons. They should add a second jump. Second jump button. Oh, this works. Second jump button to Celeste is like different from the first one. Maybe it'll subtract 80 speed when you press it instead of adding 40 speed. Anyways, all the Grandmaster Greens. I did Lava Layer so long ago, I don't remember most of it, but from what I remember, it was like pretty easy in comparison to Ivory. I don't know, pretty crazy thought. I have done fun with it, and I actually used it as encouragement for some of my friends to get into Celeste. Strawberry Jam soon. I think they stopped for multiple reasons that are not at fault with Strawberry Jam, of course, but it's still kind of unfortunate. Or they could still be going and they just haven't told me I'm going to come up tornado. I myself, I have not been doing much strawberry jam instead of chicken beef, and I wish I chicken beef either. So like I said, all my time has been taken up by Minecraft and World of Warcraft. Anyways, flip side quest side, when Alex Steiner started all the Grandmaster Greens, it got to flip side, flip side, and he started doing the crux, you know, the berry. And I was like, oh shoot, I have to start doing these levels. Last time I complete a level that I hadn't. He already completed Psycho Madness B-side. I haven't really started Psycho Madness B-side. But Grandmaster Greens, those are pretty easy. I can do them. Probably pretty cool. There we go. Yeah, so Alex Steiner started doing Psycho Madness. Not Psycho Madness. Flip side, close side. And I wanted to stay ahead of him. I did every single one of those green gems. I think I liked all of them. With my experience with all the craft gems, I think that those weren't really that hard for me. It took a decent amount of time, of course. Taking multiple hours. But pretty decent nonetheless. I just need to get there multiple times in order to really feel things out. We're gonna demo dash through one of these spikes and then just skip most of the level, because I see a place here. Now you can probably demo dash through here, but I'm not going to try. I think I'm doing a level for what's intended route. This one. For Alex Steiner, he's doing levels and he's knew this was coming. Across the expert playthrough, he has had a lot of cheating solutions to levels. Which, you know, hats off to actually pulling them out, which are difficult, more difficult than the intended solution. It does kill the motivation for doing some levels when you can't figure out the intended solution and you're stuck with solutions that don't seem to work or can't seem to work. You just don't know the correct ones. Recently, he's been doing Kevin Clickspan in the room that he just uploaded today. Apparently, getting to that spot is easier than it seems. He had to probably grounded Ultra, or Ultra, and then platform, but I managed to make it without the grounded Ultra. I suspect it's because of the jump before the jellyfish. Grabs just a little bit of extra speed that allows him to like be carried. There we go, Honor Boost. And allow them to be carried all the way to the end without having to Ultra. I haven't done I don't remember Kevin Clickspan in a long time, but I don't really know if there's a place in Fanatics Fan, I read the comments, that requires the Ultra technique in order to complete the level. Because I did Ivory, and I think Ultra is my favorite technique alongside back boost. From there, then the Purgatories really fun as well. Doing boosts and boost ultras, ultras are really fun to lead on very fast. As opposed to Soul Express, which I guess it's fine. I think I had fun there, but because of the techniques, still don't forget my recording of completion of Last from the Soul Express. I shouldn't do anything. I won't forgive the Soul Express room. Its footage by Panic Code's video. I don't remember what that video is. I think it's the one about the pyramid get across the pole, which hasn't been solved yet. Should have rewatched Bismuth's History of the A1 Challenge video. That was really good. And you could do for a 5-hour marathon. I don't know of what, but marathons and long form content on sections of gameplay has always intrigued me. It manifests in things in different ways. It goes alongside, I think, my love of things being difficult, just in general, as a concept. When things are difficult, I think I really like it when they do. If I were to ever create a Celeste map, it would definitely be Grandmaster +1. And I can definitely see any of the well, I don't have to definitely see. I can already taste the difficulty that it would infuse in tasks only in the final rooms. It would start at the end of Strawberry Jam and then it would continue into the very hard territory. I don't know what to say. I had an idea for like an Ascension type website sequel where like Dragon Army Who Lies, where it's just different levels and all of them are memes apart from a few. It would be like you would pair up different Grandmaster levels and build rooms where it showcases even more advanced versions of mechanics that were taught in there. Like in Drifting Deep, for example. I'm not sure what I would pair it with, but one representative of Drifting Deep would be that it would have really long rooms and really long, like 5 to 10 minute long rooms. Grandmaster gameplay, maybe Grandmaster Plus, Grandmaster Plus 2. I don't really know the difficulty scale in Celeste. I Yeah, full jump, hold grab. Alright, held jump, held grab, or too long there. Screwed me. Need to hold grab earlier. Not too long. Grabbed in camera that time though. So drifting deep. Very long level. Similarly, the summit will be very long, but rather than it being different sections of Grandmaster base Celeste game, God, my nose. Sorry about that. Rather than it being about base game Celeste chapters, I think it would be best to have it be about base game Celeste chapters, and then we go on to farewell. A little section of battle line for farewell, and then we go on to every single map, like in the beginner hard side, then the intermediate hard side, then the advanced expert hard side, for a total of like 60 different sections. I think that would make a fine one room in the map that I want to create. Just references all these different maps. It's a culmination of RSOs, I think, and it would just be another room. Not that I would create. The final room, though, would be a kind of a combination of lava layer, Soul Express, and flipside, cliffside. One thing that I like, cliffside, of course, you probably guess, is the crux. For the same reason that I like Path of Pain. Healing, break out of bounds. Someone in the comments of Alex Dyer's version of that commented the same. Crux does. While they're going out of bounds. And with Joseph Anderson's review of DLC of Hollow Knight, it echoes the same sentiment. The way that you have to climb these things, and how they're kind of overhanging at times. I mean, that's just flipside, but the way it overhangs really tickles the kid aspect of these, where video games were still magical and breaking out of bounds was something that was very special. Well, it's so cool to be outside of the game world, sorts of places, which are still cool, of course, but not as much as it used to be. And Path of Pain and the Crux are a way to sort of gamify and legalize, I don't know, the sort of feeling into an actual movie that you don't have to go through. It's really good. So in my room, I would love that. Oh, in addition to that, I looked at the task for Grandmaster Heartside. I've seen that. doesn't like spoilers all that much. And so I watched the task for the website, and in the room where the Solar Express, where you smuggle jelly from 2 flags ago from Ivory into the Solar Express through the lava layer, and then you use it to do a multi-boost type deal and climb up the sides of the asteroids. Nothing but your jellyfish, and you know, like, this place definitely is not supposed to be here. That is really cool. That's something I want to capture in where you start by initiating a sequence of Light Ultras, RCBs, and stuff. Using a jellyfish. And it would also be cycle-based, because, you know, why not? Its partner would be with lava layer. It's kind of... lava layer is the second Grandmaster level within the calendar, looking by order in the journal. And Solar Express would be the second last. Kind of makes sense that it'd be put together. But yeah, it'd be cycle gameplay alongside with Theo and Dream Blocks. And I'd put in jellyfish, because why not? And level layout would be something like the start of GMHS task for the Solar Express region, followed by climb diagonally upwards over an overhang, kind of like Death of Pain. Then you build up another speed section, then you go up the other diagonal way. That's an ultra. And then you climb up, sort of like the final room in Solar Express. And you get into a bubble, a feather. There will be these modded blue feathers that will be have a much shorter length than regular golden feathers, and you have to keep on passing through them. As I said, just like Farewell, last section, the Farewell section in Farewell, and then you touch a touch which way up in the sky, kind of like a little bit. After that you fall all the way back down, just like Little Abyss, and ride using platforms into the next section. And its Shadow Song would be its own place with no pairing. Yeah, that's one room. And well, that will never be. One thing that I'm concerned about, and thought of that level, is that as someone who is designing, but building a rhythm game, is that copyright is still something that I'm kind of worried about. For a project as large as that, I don't know if I should get permission from the original authors, because that's a lot of art pieces. A lot of art pieces to be taking from the original authors and just merging it into my own. I think if I added credits, it would be okay. I'm already someone who is a staunch supporter of credits, especially with building my building game. Copyright starts being an issue. Yes, with the Celeste thing, it's sort of okay. Because at least it's free, but with rhythm games, you want to monetize it, and it's going to go through a legal process that I'm not really familiar with. Anyways, Kevin Texpan, other than last row, Kevin Texpan was pretty easy, actually. And of course, going fast is fun. I was used to that from Ivory. So it's kind of a warm-up, to be honest, rather than a challenge. Fracture of Iridescence. What, 4 rooms long? Also, didn't pose much of a threat. I just took a lot of time on it because I was watching YouTube on my earpiece when I was doing that level, and so I just didn't put too much thought into it. If I were to rank these levels on which ones I think I also would enjoy, I think. But I don't know, actually. I think Fractured Iridescence you would enjoy the most. I probably wouldn't vibe a lot with Kevin Texpan, because Kevin Texpan involves a lot of oh, I got the strawberry for a sec. Kevin Texpan involves a lot of tech, if you can imagine that, which also means that there's a lot of room for change. And as we all know, if you've watched Snyder, you know that a source of his frustration is coming from the fact that he's not going to be looking up solutions to levels, and if he's like willing to, his experience with Expert was just a ton of jank and a ton of solutions that weren't necessarily the ones that were intended, and with the difficulty that Expert and Grandmaster now provide, it's of course hard to know if you're whether or not you're doing the right thing, if you're not going to be looking solutions up, and that's sort of done for fear of spoilers. Not so concerning spoilers, but I think not knowing the intended solutions for some levels, some rooms, you don't know if you're doing an intended solution, or if the level is starting to get to a difficulty that you can't really manage. The only place where I looked up a solution while I was actively playing the level was in Soul Express. There in the last room, I looked up a solution for one section. Not getting a very good ultra there, which makes sense. I'm panicking in that section, having heart palpitations, so not really in control, just letting my fingers do whatever they want. Yeah. So I think if we were to try to rank levels, see how well Alex would enjoy them. I think it's natural for him to enjoy Cycle Man's B-side, since Cycle Man's B-side, the the way it's designed with cycles in mind is to make it so that the natural consequence of these cycles is that I think it leaves like a lot less room for jank, or rather it smooths out how much jank is in each specific area, so there will never really be a section where there's too much jank in one specific section, because the intended solution of the cycles and whatever else players are going to come up with all have to be like accounted for. So it's just much less tight in all areas than in other levels, like in text band, for example, lava layer. With Flipside Cliffside, you already have a couple of rooms where it's not doing the intended solution. Lava layer, a couple of rooms like that too. And I guess like music, you can music is a part of it too. Having enjoyable music makes levels a lot easier to bear. There's no problem in Imperial Ascension. I'm pretty sure I'd still play that level with the original soundtrack on, as I engage with authors in there. It works the intended method where they presented themselves in. I will not deny them that aspect. If you look at my playlist, they're all very harmonic, very melodic, whatever that word means, music. And it's very rare that I'll have something that deviates from that. A lot of the music from the format case are kind of like that. That was a climb jump. This is pretty close. Get myself pretty close to the end. Yeah, Crash Good Iridescence. It has a lot of rooms. No, it doesn't have a lot of rooms. It has most of its rooms. One good thing about speed, when you're at the speeds that are in this lobby, is that you can be pretty sure if you're doing the right move or not, just based on whether or not you survive. There's one room in there, I think Regain Chris found an alternate solution to it. So, it's not like it's impossible to deviate, but it's in a section where everything is slow, so big surprise. But when you're going at that speed, you're going to be pretty sure whether or not you're doing the right thing or not. I think Alex recognizes that he's not doing the right thing in Kevin text ban. He just doesn't know how to correct for it, because he doesn't remember that stuff on the gym. That's something else that I also learned from my charming rap GMs, is that you do have to go back to the gym quite a lot in these Grandmaster levels, even if it's just to practice. Usually I can, even though I have much less comparative experience playing these levels. I can get a sense of what's being required of me most of the time. Except for that one time in Solar Express, I don't think I really ever just been doing something fundamentally wrong. Solar Express really tested that, especially with its berry rooms with the pufferfish. Those were kind of hard to read. And the pufferfish in general were just kind of unintuitive. But I managed to get through without even using any videos. It was really nice. Section's still pretty hard. It's really satisfying to hold on. I haven't watched. I have watched. I haven't really digested and really understood what happens in Belly of the Beast. Because I've only watched a video of that place. It's been a long time since I was there, so I think it's been described as like really good intro to Theo stuff, and it's like a solid B tier map. And it's pretty decent gameplay, but for me the visuals are just uninspired. I think that's my big gripe with the map. I don't think it'll be too hard to complete. Obviously, I'm here doing Drifting Deep. Or easier than I thought it would be. Maybe it's from my experience. Maybe it's because my pain tolerance has been so outrageously high, apparently, allegedly, compared to some of the other stuff that I've done. Like in Hollow Knight, I've done Pure Vessel and Radiant Mode. My biggest achievement. I still haven't done Pantheon 5. But I've only beaten Abzurad on up to 1 difficulty once or twice. So I'm really not in any position to complete that. I'm more of a play through Hollow Knight kind of guy. I like just going through gold and stuff. I think all the platforming is something that I do enjoy. Obviously, it's an unfair comparison with Celeste, as Celeste does not have combat. Although it would be sick to see it. See how it works out. Pretty close. But my mentality when it comes to very hard challenges in pretty much any video game, I think if you look at me from the outside and just look at like my achievements and stuff, you'd say that I'm a very patient person, and that pretty high pain tolerance as to what can really like frustrate me in video games. And to be honest, in real life too. But I think that's because I just have, whenever I look at a challenge, I'll only attempt it if it seems like it'll be something that I can reasonably do and complete. having a good mentality on top of that is also good. I don't get mad when I die 50 times to the end of a level. It just means that I haven't quite completed the room. Like with a lot of things, I'm running over actually getting the achievement. I know that getting the achievement is like kind of meaningless. Oh cool, you did something that thousands of other people have also done. Congrats. It's validating, sure. Every single time, I also consider it a test of my own personal will, where I guess that also ties back to pain tolerance in a way, but I like to think of it as personal growth. If I start working in customer presentation, I can deal with a little bit more bullshit than I otherwise would be able to. I think people would agree with me when I say that being able to do monotonous tasks would be a great asset in the job market. That's why autistic people have been able to strike it rich in some aspects of tech. Ooh. I shouldn't really watch any game versus either of these Grandmaster levels. But, I mean, they're like an hour long. I don't think I'd have to be sitting here for an hour long. Just watching this stuff. By the way, right now, in the background, I have my iron farm working in Minecraft. I just can't stop getting enough of Minecraft. You guys want to scoop? That's the Minecraft story. It was originally a world in Bedrock that me and Diddy played on, where girls we would bring in would doing a little bit as well, but eventually Reaper's Veil moved in and he got us a server in Minecraft Realms in Java, migrated to there. We got Owen in business, and with Owen we managed to build a pretty good world over the course of many hours. It was the one where we built our base in the center of 4 connecting rivers. A pro tip in Minecraft: having access to water is not a good thing. You want access to flat land where the invaders are able to easily come and you're able to easily leave. Because boats in Minecraft are really just not that useful. They're useful as in they counter the oppressing force that is water, but you can just not have water in the first place. Yeah, on all sides of the rivers were like pretty steep mountains, mountainous forest hills, so it was really inconvenient getting place to place, but we got it done. I said Alana, come on. bit with us. He didn't really do much. He was busy with his job. So instead, it was me, Mitty, and Owen. We would build a lot of different farms, which is my favorite part of Minecraft. Building farms. Built a iron farm, wood farm. That's one of the big ones. General mill farm. However, when Tammy and Toto wanted to join, we were already at a stage where we had elytras and were flying around like Superman. And so for them to start out and be like, okay, want to contribute, but feels like you guys have already beaten the game at this point. It's just kind of like, well, might as well just start a new server, right? Terrible idea. Absolutely awful idea. Do not start a new server when someone joins. Especially when it goes counter to one of the bushes. Or just one person. Group. Because, well, me and Owen wasn't there. Owen was furious, and immediately he started a new realm just to play on, because he can't really stand the idea of the work that you've done, just other race, because of people wanting to join and they start a new world as that. And so what ended up happening is that he created his new world, me and Mitty, me primarily, but Mitty soon followed, migrated over there. Now that is the main world in which we play. Unfortunate news for Owen is that WoW had its collector's bounty buff pretty close after that. With WoW, which meant that amounts dropped from 5 times to 10 times drop chance. Which meant that he like realistically couldn't play because he had to spend all his time grinding mounts, and he lost interest in video games in general during that period, because it was the end of the season for WoW. And so I was the only one who was playing on the web server, which was fine. It was okay. I made a lot of progress. And so there's a flying my way. I made a lot of progress in the Minecraft server, but it was mainly just building different farms. So by the time that people were showing up again, I had already single-handedly revolutionized this world to one of riches and abundance. And, well, I made it. Which meant that there was really like nothing left for them to do. There were still plenty of things left for them to do, but I mean, I had such a monopoly on all of the server's resources. People just stop playing. Which is why I then made my own single player server. Because if I'm going to be the only one who's playing, then I need to hold my data packs and complete standards of play. Just not. Getting more speed. But in my single player world right now, at AFK in Buffalo, 400 times. Took some tweaks from vanilla tweaks, put them in the data pack. So there's a lot of quality of life stuff. Usually I'd consider quality life stuff kind of cheating, but when my goal is to generally just build a lot of farms, I think it's fine. It's fine according to me. If I ever show people my bases and stuff, it'll be built-in modified survival world. One thing that I'm not sure of is if it would be okay to use something like baritone to build some of the farms for me, because I already built them in the realms, and they were a huge pain to build. Specifically, I built Tankat's raid farm that would produce like way more emeralds than I'll probably ever need. Okay. Produced a lot of emeralds, but building it was wow. I think transporting villagers was the least painful part, which was a surprise. And the amount of glass it took was also kind of insane. But it is a small price to pay for unlimited emeralds. Maybe in my little survival world I'll just collect all the resources that I'll need for building it, and I'll have Baritone build it. Yeah, I don't even know if Baritone has that capability. I assume it does. Stuff like redstone. I'm not really sure if it has the capabilities to do that. The other one that I built was a unload-proof moss farm. That one was also a pain to build, because a lot of these observers would point upwards, and so I read the instructions. It said prefer to build this farm from top to bottom, and so I had just a ton of scaffolding placed all about, and I had to remove all of them and replace them again for every single layer, because I tried to place them one at a time. I'd say that you probably build the bottom layers first, and they just have a floor, and then you start with the top ones. If I were to build them again, is what I say. That moss farm is so particle intensive. I'm not sure if I want to build it again. And plus, it's starting to be the light. And some resources being best not completely automated. Stuff like bone meal and iron, and emeralds, stuff like glass. I don't know. I think I still prefer to automate them. Like I said, Cyanodon's space expedition. Well, I collected it. So we'll go down here. That works. Alright. This room. Let's see. I can probably do this in this play session. It's a very strange bubble there. I wonder what it's used for. Reverse super up here. Corner boost bubble. Dash up. Break that. Align down. Right. Left. Down left. Left. Right. Bunny hop. wall bounce, we go up all the way around, break this thing, align here, go down here, feather again, feather our way down here, break this block, get this crystal, we do a reverse super, or a reverse bubble demo hyper. I think a reverse demo hyper would be fine. And then left, up, do an actual super, and in this bubble, go all the way around, dash up, get that, right, bubble up left, wall bounce, bubble left, go all the way to here, get this crystal, dash up right, get in this feather, feather all the way here, down right, get in this feather. Do we? Would this feather still be here if I already collected it? But assuming that it is not there, we'll go all the way down here, get in this bubble, probably ultra, and then dash, and that's the room. Looks to be a pretty short room. This will be no problem. It's was a right instead of a left. This will be a left and a right. Oh, that bunny hop is faster than I would have thought. I guess it makes sense. It's a really small area. Whirly. Yep. Alright, holding right does not work there. And in fact, there's a trajectory for that. So straight into spikes. Which would kill us. This room should be no problem, it'll just take a while. I wonder if there's a better way to do this. No. I would need to do it down left. Reverse supers are not bunny hop into a wall bounce. Probably gonna be the hardest part of this room. Wall bounces not being easy. Looks like just your normal reverse super, reverse bubble super, works fine there. Reverse wood binding. Feather is kind of awkward on the keyboard, but could be worse. Up. Okay. I see how it is. Also, I swear I haven't played this level in this room before. It's just other than the one section that I had to do to get up to the strawberry. Now, talking about being patient, one way to make me not patient is to probably get to the end of the room in an early attempt and not being able to replicate it. And that kind of kills morale. If I were to spend time here, I would have preferred to not be given the chance to taste greatness by getting so close to the end. It really implies that your sightseeing abilities are better than your actual playing abilities. You'd be better off if you wiped this level from your memory and just went ahead and try to sight read the room again. But that's the price that you have to pay sometimes to be good at the game, I guess. I'd consider myself pretty decent at Celeste. I went into Farewell straight after Core, I think. And 7B. I think it was 7B into... No. I started Farewell once I finished Core. And then I made it all the way to that art gate. And I couldn't get through it because I didn't know about the skip. It looked skippable, but I had to get all those different parts to get through it. I guess I would. So I went back, got all the B-side parts except for Core because I didn't need it. And then I went back to Farewell and just completed it in like 2,700 attempts, which I heard is pretty low. I've heard some people that taken like over 10,000 attempts, 1,000 deaths on Farewell, so it's pretty decent by any metric. Can't really get much faster than that. Much better than that. I'm sure there are some people who have gotten their first completion of their goal with like under 1,000 deaths, but well, I'm not one of those people, and they're probably the ones who have already done all the seasides and maybe even dabbled into modded content long before then. Wallbouts. I forgot the gore I was supposed to do. Man, you know, doing Ivory after Polaris is probably also an achievement. The only reason I didn't do expert hard side is because I needed to do all of the expert levels to do that. My first expert level was Chromatic Complex, funnily enough. I saw that Simon was hitting into expert reds, and I was like, ooh, I wanna try those. So I tried those, put it lightly. I just went ahead and did every single expert red. I think I did Chromatic Complex. I took a break, and when Alex was starting his expert reds journey, I went ahead and played the rest of the expert reds. And at that point, I was like, hey, Ivory looks pretty fun. Let's do some Ivory. And that's how Ivory was done. It was almost my first Grandmaster. Lava layer was a little bit ahead of that. Once I complete 15 deep, it'll be my first Grandmaster yellow. Should really dash up, but I don't know how far it'll be. All my vertical position is. I'm not really looking at my alignment during that time period. Yep, better on a keyboard. Still kind of hard. bad. One boost. I think my practice has my experience has paid off on the reds. Okay. Let's see how it is. Definitely want to do some of the Grandmaster Reds. I should probably dash them. Especially Shatter Song. Well, I don't think I would. I'm not sure how I feel about Summit. Playing it, it's definitely conceptually I enjoy Summit. Definitely seems like the type of ball that I would rate myself. Alright, I need an Ultra there. It's probably a good idea. But it's fine going through this room. 50 times after pretty much flipped it, almost flipped it. Where's the end? This is a pretty easy room anyways. It's when the dream blocks begin. And that's when the movie begins. I don't know how long this level is. I just like Shatter Song. I watched a video of it in the past. Specifically, the one from Halloween Chris. But he didn't get the strawberries in that one, so this will be even longer than that 2 out of 1. So I'm not using safe states. It'll be even longer. There we go. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. See? Easy peasy. I think I remember this room. Is there anything up here? No. We can probably get up into that pool somehow. Kind of unlikely, but probably possible. Alright. I'm probably not going to be doing this room. Starting to get a little hungry. Probably cook dinner and then upload another Celeste video in 2 months. This looks like a... I'm probably getting it right. Nice. This looks like an extended hyper into a dash, refill from here, dash, go all the way down, use the first pink to smash the thing, and then wave dash on it. That thing will probably fall into nothingness, so don't have to worry about that. Dash into this. That needs to be bopped in order to align myself with that bubble. Let's see. The way this is set up, it makes me think that we have to use this bubble and to get into this feather. Do a little circle around here, so we're probably using this feather first to get around here. That is a long way to go with just a single feather, but maybe it's possible. We dash right here, reverse wave dash, pop this, get into this bubble, do an ultra. Yeah, remember this section. Don't know what to do here though. Let's see. You probably have to get into this rub bubble last. So we first get into this green bubble, we go up, we demo right, get into that pink crystal, the double pink double crystal. We dash up once, we get pink crystal again, dash left, get the touch switch, break that thing, align myself, reverse wave dash. Get around here, we do a wall bounce, neutral up here, jump off here, cling onto this thing and then neutral again, hold back down here, do a bubble ultra into this bubble. We bubble left and then bubble left again. Not bubble left again. We just get into the feather. Feather goes around. We go all the way around. Get a double crystal here so we can smash this and get the feather again. Get into this pool, because why not? We get this touch switch, make a full circle, lose the feather, pop this. Since we have the pink crystal, we dash again, down left, into a wave dash, into a wall bounce, to a bubble. Do not crouch the wall bounce. I don't know if crouch state continues with your wall bounce. But then you go upright, down, right, down, left, ball. This is probably a down and then down right. Just so that we don't waste the double crystal, because that little protruding spike there might kill us if we go too far with the bubble. But anyways, we take the red bubble to the right, we go upright, up left, bubble up into the feather, and then we just go straight, dodge this little spike thing, and then that's the end. Doesn't look too bad, but I don't think I'm going to be doing it. Let's just see how this feels. I think this is like a little tighter in the last room. Especially with my keyboard. It's probably not going to be happening. What was that? That feather's fast. I don't know if feathers are that fast. Yeah, this feather will take a lot of feathering in order to get used to. Has to be way more optimized. Can't hold up there. Alright, anyways. Not a very big room, just a couple of loop-de-loops. This section will be kind of slow to go through. Should be fine. I wonder if there's any dialogue as you go down there into the pool. In this pool, or in this pool. Yeah. I think I'll leave it for next time. Alright. That'll be it. Maybe next time I'll struggle to find my mic again, but hopefully this time the mic has actually been recorded. Alright. I'll see you then next time.